In any relationship, protecting it from external influences is crucial for your relationship's stability and longevity. Whether it's interference from your friends, your family, or even strangers, maintaining boundaries and nurturing trust between partners is essential. By fostering communication, setting boundaries, and prioritizing each other's needs, you can create a strong foundation that safeguards your relationships from external influences. So now, how do you protect your relationship? Today, I have 5 ways to protect your relationship. Let's jump on in. The first way to protect your relationship is to keep private matters between you and your partner or spouse. Sometimes we get frustrated with outsiders' opinions because we don't realize that we are giving them the ammunition to actually tear down and to keep us and our partners divided by their opinions that they are interjecting. But it's because you have given them the ammunition that they are now able to give you said opinion. So when things are not going right in your relationship, try your very best to keep them close to home and to act normal. But also understand that you should have a trusted 1 or 2 people that you can go and share things from that are non-biased, meaning they are going to point not only out the flaws of your partner or spouse, they're also going to pinpoint and point out yours as well, but they are non-biased. They're not going to judge your spouse based off of his reactions or even your reactions and how you came off and how you showed your tail as well. They are able to comfort you when you need it, but also share with you, hey, that wasn't nice. You need to go and apologize. This is how I would have handled that. You figure out how you handle it, but they're able to tell you that your stuff stinks as well. So stop giving outsiders the ammunition in order to tear down and keep your relationship divided from your spouse. The second way to protect your relationship is to avoid comparing your relationship to anybody else's. This includes your parents' relationships. This includes your friends' relationships. This includes strangers' relationships. And please, this includes celebrities' relationships. Every piece of a relationship that you can compare your relationship to, or even your partner or spouse, the things that he is not doing, because that's usually what we do when we're talking about comparison, is what we don't have or what we don't what we're not receiving, right? And so we are comparing it because you're looking at somebody else's life, at least the piece that they have shown you, and you're like, dang, how come I don't have that? Well, baby, how come you don't do that? And truth be told, that some of the arguments that are occurring could actually be alleviated if we don't look outside at what we don't have and we start focusing on the inside of our relationships of what we do have. Because all of us are flawed. None of us are perfect, so none of us are going to be perfect in our relationships or bring the perfect solution to the relationship. It is something that each of us are striving to be better at. But this is another way to protect your relationship by stopping the comparison, because each time you compare yourself, each time you compare your spouse to somebody else, you lose. You're on the losing end of the stick whenever comparison comes into play in your relationship. So if comparing is never there, then you never lose. And now you can focus on the things that you actually have, because research actually shows that showing appreciation and gratitude can go a long way. And you feel happier about not only your life, but the person that you chose to do life with. Hey sis, sorry to interrupt. I know that you're trying to figure out the next way to up level your life and your relationship. Well, I wanted to come here because I specifically work with Black women, and I help them to figure out and work on their self-confidence, their self-esteem, as well as talking softer to oneself. And I created a special PDF on the top 5 secrets that are stopping Black women from creating their own extraordinary relationship. If you fall into that category and you want to be better, you want to create your own extraordinary relationship, then there is a link down in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comments, so you can pick up and download your copy today so you can get access. In this PDF, what you're going to learn is all of the tips, all of the tools, all of the strategies, all of the things that we should have learned in our childhood from our parent or guardian but did not. So we can stop surviving and actually start thriving in our relationships. Because the one thing that we don't want to take into the next life or into our next relationship are the things that are not working. So this PDF is going to help you with to stop doing the things that are not working, and then so you can start implementing those actionable steps that will create the extraordinary relationship that you deserve. Go ahead and click the link down in the description box below or in the pinned comments. Now, let's get back to it. The third way to protect your relationship is to continuously work on strengthening the bond between the two of you. This can be done in many forms. You can decide to go on vacation together. You can decide to create a vision board together about what you see your future to be like. You can send your partner a box of gifts that you know that they like. You can leave love notes around the house or in their briefcase or whatever, wherever their workspace is, especially because nowadays a lot of people work inside the home. So you can do that, or if they still work outside the home, you can put it in a special place where you know that they would actually see it. So there is a plethora of ways to continue to strengthen the bond, but I would love for each of us to really lean in on the quality time that we spend together and alleviating the distractions. Alleviating the distractions and literally leaning into the quality time that we spend with our spouse is going to make all of the difference when it comes time to protect your relationship from outsiders, because you're actually having conversations. You're understanding the person that is across the table from you. You're able to say, if somebody comes to you and tells you a story about your man, you're able to knock it down, or not allow, or literally, because maybe you're not an argumentative person, but you can allow it to go in one ear and out the other because you know your partner. And nobody else should be able to tell you more things about your partner than you already know. Now, whether we verbalize them or not is a different story, but each of us really should know the person that we are lying in bed, sitting across the table from, and procreating with. You do that by protecting your relationship. You do that by communicating with your spouse. You do that by spending as much quality time with each other so that bond can be cemented between the two of you. This doesn't mean that you're not going to have arguments. You will, because that is a natural thing that happens in relationships. And really, as you mature, you no longer argue about these things. You just understand that we are going to agree to disagree, and we are both able to move forward in our relationship without it blowing up, a disproportionate blow up at that, all because of a misunderstanding. So protect your relationship by connecting, by bonding, by understanding, by allowing the person to express, by doing the little things, by doing the big things, by just having fun, leaning in to your partner in that moment. The fourth way to protect your relationship is to prioritize your partner's feelings over other people's opinions. This one is big because, again, especially if you are sharing the bad stuff that your partner, at least the things that you deem to be bad or that your partner is not doing. You're sharing these things with people, right? I talked about the ammunition, giving them the ammunition. When you start to prioritize your partner's feelings over other people's opinions, now you are really leaning into and leaning on your partner. You are finding trust in your partner because you understand them. And again, when other people come to you with their opinion about the way you should have your relationship set up, or you should be doing this because that's the way that they did it, you're able to say, hey, thank you so much. But this is how we are creating and building our relationship. It is our relationship. And this is how we are in agreement to do it this way. So you're knocking their opinion out the door without you having to be really nasty about it. It's just, I appreciate that. Thank you. But this is what we're doing. This is how we are handling said situation. This is how we are attacking said situation. We're doing it together as a unit, as a team. The fifth way to protect your relationship is to regularly express gratitude, love, and appreciation for your partner. Oftentimes we get into relationships, we think that just because we got the girl, just because we got the guy, we don't have to do anything else. We got him. What else do we got to do? When in fact, when you get into the relationship, if you really look at it as this is just the beginning, I passed the probationary period, which is the dating stage. I passed that. So now we are in the real relationship. And so because I am in the real relationship, now I want to make sure that they don't feel like they are being taken for granted at all. And the best way to do that is to show and showcase your appreciation for him, and he does the same thing, and then you're showcasing love in the way that he needs it. Tell him how much you appreciate him opening up the door. Tell him how much you appreciate and love when he reads to the children. Tell him how much you love when he says a prayer over the both of you. When you guys pray together, when you guys are reading a book together, tell him all the small things as well as the big things. I love it when you rub my feet after a long day. I love it when you just allow me to cuddle with you. And I know that you're not a touchy-feely person, but you give me what I need. Thank you. Thank you for filling up the gas tank. Thank you for taking out the trash. Thank you so much for taking the kids out while I'm able to go and just do me. But thank him for the big, but also thank him for the small. He should be doing the exact same. But if the two of you are on one accord and you two are acting as if you are a team, he will not have a problem with stepping up and stepping in so you can take a break. And now that you know how to protect your relationship, check out this video right here because YouTube feels that it is a good fit for you. I'll see you over there.